Did you see this online? It went mega viral. That is Kari Lake. Right now, she's running for governor of Arizona. She's a Republican, former newscaster. And boy, did she own that reporter who tried one of their little fake news tricks. It was amazing. We'll play a portion of it in a moment. But first, Kari Lake, welcome back to Newsmax. How are you?
Oh, my gosh. It's so good to be here with you, Greg. I'm doing great.
Well, look, that was a terrific moment. It was pretty wild, and you totally owned her. Did you? First question, whoever shot it, they must have been from your campaign. They shot it beautifully. Did you anticipate that, they were going to try to undermine you in some way?
Well, because I worked in the media for 30 years, 27 years covering Arizona, I know how they operate. I know all the tricks. And so I don't go into any interview without having it shot by a camera that I'm in control of and with the audio recorded, because they will play tricks. They'll cut it and snip it and make it look like you said this when you actually said that. And so I knew right away they're not going to run the important parts, the part where I'm talking about the issues Arizonans are facing. They're going to try to hit me with a gotcha, and they probably won't even put my answer out to their gotcha question.
Well, wow, it totally worked. You know them, they tried it, they failed, and you had all the evidence, all the receipts. We're going to play a portion of it. It's pretty cool. We can't play the whole thing, but you can find it on Twitter, my Twitter, your Twitter. It's everywhere, but let's take a look.
Do you think Joe Biden is the current president?
Well, he's obviously sitting in the White House. Do you think he's the president?
I'm asking you, but I'm just wondering, do you think that if the 2020 election was stolen, is Joe Biden the president?
Do you think the election was stolen?
I have no comment.
Do you think that Joe Biden garnered 81 million votes? Do you think the elections were fair? The problem is that the American people don't have all the answers because the media is part of the problem.
And you went on from there. Afterwards, was she crying? Was she, she seemed to be laughing, and I actually think she was agreeing with you a little bit.
I think I might have made some inroads with this young young lady. She's a producer for Martha Raddatz. You might remember Martha Raddatz from ABC News, the woman who teared up when her candidate Hillary Clinton lost back in 2016. But Martha wasn't there because she was heading out to go cover this war that Joe Biden's trying to start on the Ukrainian border. Meanwhile, we have, of course, an invasion on our border here in Arizona with Mexico. So I interviewed this young woman, asked me the questions, and I knew where they were going to go with it. They started off with the nice questions. Why are you running? And I went into all of the issues that Arizonans are facing. We do have an invasion at our border. We have fentanyl coming up through Mexico via China that is making its way into our neighborhoods. We have human smuggling, child trafficking, terrorists coming across our border, and we have inflation that's just killing the working class. We have homelessness that's on the verge of a tipping point to send us into California's situation. But they don't want to talk about that, Greg. They want to try to make any Trump Republican, and of course, I'm the Trump-endorsed candidate, the leading candidate in Arizona, and they're afraid of me. They want to make us look like we're conspiracy theorists. And the fact of the matter is, CNN, NBC, ABC, CBS, and the mainstream media are the conspiracy theorists. And we've seen that proven time and time again for years, and especially during COVID. Everything they said was true has proved to be wrong. Everything the so-called conspiracy theorists have said has proved to be true. So we're tired of the mainstream media. They're done. And they've been lying to the American people, and everybody's onto it.
I've seen that question posed to a lot of Republicans, and it always throws them. They're like, they panic a little bit. You totally nailed it. It's interesting.
Well, I didn't give them my normal response because she kind of bungled the question. My normal response is Joe Biden is the president just like OJ is innocent. When you have a corrupt system, you don't get a true, honest result.
So you were an anchor person. You were a member of the media for a long time. This is new to you, politics. Did you surprise yourself a little bit? I mean, let's face it, you are very, very good I'm allowed to say these things. This is an opinion show. And I wonder if you've surprised yourself, because asking the questions is one thing, answering them is different. And I don't think a lot of folks in the media understand or appreciate that it can be a lot harder to answer the question. It's easy to ask. Anyway, does that make sense?
Well, you know what? Honestly, I just feel that my career as a journalist, and I always considered myself a journalist, prepared me so well for this, because I've been covering the wonderful people of Arizona, this incredible state, the issues that we face for 27 years. I've been in the homes of the people of this great state. I have a relationship with them. They trust me and they know me. And when I walked away, I thought I worked for the good guys. I worked for Fox. But once I realized during COVID that in the corporate media, there are no good guys. It's all propaganda. Once I realized that, I immediately stepped away from my large paycheck, comfortable lifestyle, great benefit plan, and all of the perks that go with it. I said, this is immoral. I can't be part of this. And so the people of Arizona love me and they trust me, and the feeling is mutual. It has prepared me for this moment. And I am so honored that we have a movement, that we are 30 plus points up in the polls. We have President Trump's endorsement and the entire America First movement behind us. America First is the only way out of the mess we're in right now, Greg.
I believe it. I believe it. Hey, I wish I was still a constituent. I used to live in Yuma. Did I tell you that? I lived in Yuma for 4 years. I
That's
enjoyed
a great city. And they have some of the best sunsets in all of Arizona, by the way.
Yeah, no, quite a place. And I came to love it. So, Kari Lake, thank you very much. Go to karilake.com if you'd like more information. To be continued. Kari Lake, running for governor in Arizona. All the best.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you. We'll be right back.